You could call it the Puerto Rico miracle. When Governor Luis Fortuño took office in 2009, he was the island's first Republican governor in decades, and Puerto Rico was on the verge of having its credit downgraded to junk status. 60% of the island's workforce at the time had been employed by the government. Governor Fortuño got to work immediately, eventually cutting government spending by 20%. And that's not real cuts. That's not reductions in the rate of spending. That's real cutting, which is what passes for a cut in Washington's bizarro world today. Cut in increase, not cut in real cut. Mainland America could learn a lot from Puerto Rico, and Governor Fortuño joins us now. Governor, I've been to your beautiful island many times, but I've never met the governor. What a pleasure to have you on the show.
It is my pleasure again.
How did you succeed in taking the financial mess that you inherited and relieve 17,000 people of their jobs with the government and cut 20% in spending and balance the budget?
Well, I commenced with my own salary. I cut it by 10%, much to the chagrin of my wife. I kept on going with the cabinet secretaries. I went on down the line, vehicles, official vehicles, cell phones, and then I went into real spending cuts, and that's how we achieved the 20% mark. And as you were mentioning in the intro, it's real cuts, not Washington cuts. What we have been able to do is, when I came into office, our state budget deficit was the largest proportionally in the country. Right. It was 44% of revenues. Now it's below 7%, and we're closing in very quickly. And that has allowed us to, at the same time, begin cutting taxes both at the corporate and individual level.
I would like to know, what was the reaction amongst the people when you got through all these budget cuts? The people who lost their jobs, or the people who didn't get the entitlements, or the people who lost their cell phones and their chauffeurs?
Well, the first year was pretty tough, but I was doing what I am convinced is correct. And what we need is principled leadership everywhere at the state level and in Washington. And I went on TV. I essentially laid out what we found. The situation was much worse than what I thought. But ever since then, we have begun cutting taxes across the board. We have the first bond rating increase in 27 years. And the economy, for the first time in 6 years, is growing. Not just employment numbers, but cement sales, car sales, home sales are going up by double digits, and so on and so forth.
It sounds like Puerto Rico is very different from the rest of the states. We are suffering, and you are booming. Could the island of Puerto Rico become an economic beacon for free enterprise and prosperity in the Caribbean? Perhaps even a model for the rest of us up north.
Well, let me tell you, we fell into this recession a couple of years before the rest of the nation did for local reasons. So we're starting to come out of it earlier, but this has been the longest recession in our history, 6 years long, and it was pretty painful. But we did what we needed to do. Again, we have a bond rating upgrade. We're cutting taxes. We're streamlining our permitting process. And at the same time, we have brought back common sense to government, which actually was lacking dramatically.
Governor, you're a champion of the free market, and we congratulate you on your good work. We hope to see you when you're up in New York next time. Thanks for joining us.
Love to. Thank you again.
How the government can